You know that feeling, right? Out on the road, things seem normal, but maybe underneath, there's this sense of uncertainty.
Yeah, like things are shifting under your wheels.
Exactly. Maybe a load disappears, or you hit another port delay that just kills your hours. You're not imagining it. Welcome to the deep dive.
Today, we're digging into a whole stack of sources. Industry reports, tech news, stuff about driver appreciation.
And we're going to try and cut through all that noise. We want to figure out what's really going on in trucking right now.
We've looked at global freight reports, new truck tech, even, discussions about what real appreciation means.
Our mission here is simple. Give you the key insights. Not just what's happening, but what it means for you day to day.
And maybe what you can actually do about it, how to adapt, how to thrive.
Right. Connect the dots, show different angles, and hopefully leave you feeling informed, ready to, chart your own course. Let's dive in.
Okay, let's start big picture, global stuff. Because honestly, what happens way out on the ocean, it hits your daily drive pretty hard. We're talking disruptions, market games.
Yeah, and that brings us straight to blank sailings. Heard a lot about this. It sounds like a major headache. What exactly is it?
It's kind of wild, isn't it? Something happening thousands of miles away messes up your schedule. So a blank sailing. It's when a cargo ship that's supposed to arrive loaded with containers
It doesn't.
Exactly. It just skips the port. Canceled.
Okay.
Maersk, MSC, the big players, they've canceled like dozens of sailings from Asia, from Europe, heading to the U.S.
Wow. So not just late, but completely off the schedule. Why do they do that?
Well, often it seems like a way for the ocean carriers to manage capacity. If demand is low, maybe, or ports are jammed, they cancel sailings. That tightens up the supply, right? Which lets them nudge their freight rates higher. It's strategic for them.
But for truckers.
It's a mess. Sources are clear. That container you were told was guaranteed for Friday, suddenly it's next week. You're left scrambling.
Right.
Or sometimes the opposite happens. Containers show up unexpectedly, become these hot loads that need moving now, but
The pay is usually terrible for the rush.
often, yeah, garbage rates for a last-minute panic.
And less consistent freight probably means less local work too, drayage, that kind of thing.
Definitely. Fewer containers coming in means fewer jobs moving them around the port, fewer short hauls.
Yeah.
But the deeper thing here, carriers use these blank sailings to play the market.
How so?
They drive up their prices. But at the port, truckers are still getting offered really low rates, like maybe $300 for a load out of Long Beach or New York, New Jersey.
Seriously, $300.
Yeah, and often with like a 3-hour wait time thrown in. It's it undervalues the trucker's time completely.
So the big shipping lines are playing chess, and the truckers basically the pawn getting knocked off the board. And these port issues, they're not just isolated incidents, are they? I saw Maersk had a report.
Absolutely. That Maersk report, I think it was September 2025, it paints a much bigger picture, ties into the blank sailings, but shows broader ongoing problems.
Okay, what are the big ones? The report mentioned 5 key problems.
Yeah, 5 big issues slowing things down, and they all hit your wallet. First up, port congestion. Still a major bottleneck.
Still, even after all this time.
Yep. Keyport Savannah, NYNJ, Houston still backed up. Average wait times or dwell times are like 5 to 7 days. Plus, there's still chassis shortages.
And the result for the driver?
You wait. Longer waits, often unpaid detention. You're basically covering the port's inefficiency with your time.
Ugh, waiting unpaid. That's a killer. Okay, so delays at sea, delays at the port.
Yeah.
What's next?
Second, rail congestion. It's choking up the inland hubs. Places like Chicago, Memphis, Kansas City. They're literally running out of space for containers.
No way.
Yeah. So you get these 3 to 5 day delays after the container even gets off the ship and onto rail. For you, that means more last-minute loads, visit appointments, lost income.
So even if it gets through the port, okay, it gets stuck inland, just one delay after another.
Pretty much. Third issue, tariffs are back. New U.S. tariffs on stuff like EV batteries, steel, electronics, mostly from Asia. It's making importers reroute freight. More stuff is coming through Mexico or Canada now.
So more border crossing runs, like Laredo, El Paso.
Exactly. But that means longer waits at the border, too. We're hearing 2 to 4 hours on average.
Great. Longer runs, longer waits. Not exactly a recipe for profit.
Not ideal, no. Fourth problem, general cross-border delays. It's not just tariffs. More inspections, customs, software glitches, staffing shortages. It all adds up.
So border crossings are just getting slower overall.
Seems that way, yeah. Sources even mention brokers offering cheap and late loads. basically admitting they can't guarantee schedules because it's so unpredictable.
That's just insulting. Do more, wait longer, get paid less.
It feels that way to a lot of drivers. And finally, number 5. Ocean freight prices are creeping up again. Spot rates from Asia, up maybe 18% to the West Coast recently. East Coast too.
And let me guess, shippers pass that cost down.
That's the worry. Shippers get squeezed by higher ocean rates, so they try to make it up by cutting what they pay for the inland trucking part. Tightens your margins again.
It feels like every single one of these problems, the cost, the delay, it just gets pushed onto the driver at the end of the line.
That's the common thread, isn't it?
Mm.
It's not just these external factors. It feels like a systemic thing where the trucker's efficiency is penalized for everyone else's inefficiency further up the chain.
Yeah, the trucker POV definitely seems missing from a lot of these big reports.
Totally. You know, some smart carriers, maybe those using fancy AI dispatch, they might adapt better. But most drivers, they feel blamed for delays caused by shippers or customs or brokers who didn't give them the full story.
I hear that all the time. Load wasn't ready, port was jammed, and now they want me to run it overnight for peanuts. Forget it.
Exactly. Doing more, waiting longer, less flexibility, often for less money. That's the reality on the ground.
So, okay, faced with all this chaos, what can you, the driver, actually do? Feel less like a pawn? Our sources had some ideas.
Right, because you can't control the ocean carriers, but you can control your own strategy. Like Hervey from Life, as a trucker says, you got to see the issues from all sides.
So what are the practical steps?
Well, first, diversifying your freight seems key. Don't put all your eggs in the port drayage basket if it's super volatile right now.
Makes sense.
Second, keep an eye on those blank sailing calendars. Maersk, FreightWaves, they publish them. Gives you a heads up, at least.
Okay.
And this is crucial. Charge for the chaos. If you're hit with last-minute changes, long detentions because a container wasn't ready, add accessorial charges.
Like detention pay, layover fees.
Exactly. Don't just eat that cost.
Yeah.
Value your time. Document the delays, have the data, and charge for it. It's about shifting that mindset. You're not just taking what's offered, you're billing for your service, including the unexpected delays caused by others.
That feels more proactive. And maybe building direct relationships with shippers. Cut out the middleman.
That can definitely help, too. Fewer layers means clearer communication when things go wrong. It's about being strategic, like you said, playing chess, not just being a pawn.
Okay, so that's the external stuff. But there are huge changes happening inside the industry too, right? Like the trucks themselves.
Oh, yeah, big time. Let's shift gears to that, starting with fuel. The reign of King Diesel might be starting to wobble.
I keep hearing this. Are drivers really looking beyond diesel? Why?
It's happening, and maybe faster than we thought. And it's often driven by the truckers themselves, not just, government mandates or whatever.
Yeah.
The biggest reason, diesel prices.
Still sky high.
Yeah, bouncing between, what, $3 and $5.25, depending on where you are. Fuel surcharges
Yeah.
often don't cover the real cost anymore. That Texas to Ohio reefer run could easily be over $1,000 just in fuel.
Ouch. And it's not just the pump price, right? Maintenance is a big one too.
Huge.
Yeah.
Think about it. No more oil changes, no DPF issues, that's the diesel particulate filter, no DF fluid, no painful regenerations.
Right. All that complex emissions stuff.
Exactly. One source mentioned a fleet manager cutting maintenance costs by 60% just by using electric trucks for city work. 60%. That's massive savings, especially for an owner-operator. Hard to ignore.
Okay, so alternatives are really starting to show up. Electric trucks, obviously.
Yep, Tesla semis, Freightliner e-Cascadias. They're not just prototypes anymore. They're out there doing real work, proving themselves.
But for long haul, the buzz seems to be around hydrogen.
That's where it gets really interesting, yeah. Hydrogen fuel cell trucks. Mercedes-Benz has their Gen H2 truck. Get this, it's already done over 225,000 kilometers in real-world tests.
Wow, 225,000 kilometers.
With big names like Amazon and Wholesome using them. So it's not just a lab experiment.
Okay, break it down for me. How does a hydrogen truck work? Is it like electric?
Sort of. It uses hydrogen, stored as a super cold liquid, and runs it through a fuel cell. That fuel cell creates electricity on board. And that electricity powers the electric motors that drive the wheels. So you get that smooth, quiet electric drive. The only thing coming out the tailpipe is water vapor.
Water vapor, okay. So potentially cleaner. What about the driver's perspective? Is it better than diesel? Where do you fuel up? Maintenance? Can it haul heavy?
Lots of questions there.
Yeah.
Better than diesel. On paper, yes. Fewer moving parts, zero emissions at the truck, potentially similar range. Mercedes is targeting up to 1,000 kilometers, about 620 miles.
Okay.
Fueling, that's the big catch. Hydrogen stations are really scarce right now, like incredibly rare compared to diesel or even EV chargers.
Hmm.
Big infrastructure challenge.
Right.
Maintenance. Reports suggest fewer breakdowns overall, but the fuel cell itself is complex tech. Mechanics will need new training. And hauling. Yes, they're aiming for standard weights, like 40-ton gross, designed to do the same job as a diesel.
It sounds promising, but definitely not a simple switch tomorrow. I bet there are different opinions on this.
For sure. A driver might say, hey, electric drive, diesel-like fueling time. I'm interested. If I can actually get fuel and it doesn't break down in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
The fleet manager sees the long-haul potential but worries about the huge cost of fueling stations. Then you've got green energy critics pointing out that making green hydrogen is still inefficient and expensive. But then an investor sees Mercedes and Amazon putting money in and thinks, okay, this is serious. This could be the future.
So challenges remain. Fueling networks, storage costs probably over $300K per truck safety questions. But Mercedes is aiming for production by 2027.
That's the plan. So diesel isn't dead yet, especially for long-haul, heavy stuff, rural areas.
Yeah.
But the door is definitely opening for alternatives. The transition started.
And who's leading this change? Big fleets.
Surprisingly, sources say it's often smaller fleets and owner-operators who are jumping first. They feel the pain of diesel prices and maintenance directly. They can be more nimble, less red tape. They're tired of DPFs failing. They see where things are going.
Interesting. So you really need to be watching this whole fuel shift.
Absolutely. And if new fuels weren't enough, how about robot co-pilots? Autonomous trucks are hitting the road too.
Seriously? Like right now? Where?
Yep. Right now. International Trucks and a company called Plus AI. They're running supervised autonomous trucks. They're LT series tractors on I-35 down in Texas.
Okay, supervised autonomous. What does that mean in plain English? Is the truck driving itself?
It means there's still a safety driver behind the wheel, hands ready. For now, the system is handling a lot of the driving, especially on the highway.
But someone's still there.
Yes. The long-term goal is fully autonomous highway driving, but we're not there yet. Regulations, public trust, tricky situations. Lots to figure out. Their focus now is middle-mile freight.
Middle mile, like hub to hub.
Exactly. Long stretches of highway driving. The idea is the human driver takes over near the exits for the more complex city driving or dock maneuvering.
So my job isn't gone tomorrow.
No, definitely not tomorrow. There's a long road ahead for this tech. Think about bad weather, construction zones, crazy four-wheelers, plus all the stuff humans still have to do. Local delivery, final mile, handling specialized freight like hazmat, customer interaction, securing loads properly, emergency maneuvers.
Chaining up in a blizzard in Colorado.
Exactly. No robots doing that yet.
Right.
But it is a sign of where the investment is going. Big money is pouring into this. Expect disruption over the next, say, decade.
You can just hear some drivers now. Great, another way to replace us instead of treating us better.
That's definitely a common sentiment, and it's understandable. The tech companies, of course, frame it differently. Safer, more efficient, evolution, not replacement. Industry experts often talk about mixed fleets in the future, humans and autonomous trucks working together, doing the parts they're best suited for.
So the takeaway isn't trucking is dead, it's trucking is changing.
Fundamentally, yes. Adapting is key. Maybe that means specializing in freight that needs a human touch, learning about the new tech, or, like we'll discuss later, building skills outside the cab.
Okay, so we've covered the global chaos, the tech shifts. Let's bring it back home, back to the driver. How are you valued in all this? And how can you take back some control?
This is so important because amidst all this change, feeling respected and having some agency, that matters.
Yeah, and I saw Deet Freight and Analytics is doing appreciation BBQs during National Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Free food, some swag, meeting people. Sounds nice on the surface.
Definitely a positive gesture. A free meal, a chance to connect. That's good. But it does raise that bigger question. Is it just a nice gesture, or does it lead to real, meaningful change?
I imagine drivers have pretty different reactions to stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. You've got the grateful viewpoint, right? Hey, free food. Someone saying, thanks, I'll take it. Give you a chance to voice a concern.
Sure.
But then you've got the skeptical viewpoint, which is like, oh, BBQ. That's nice, but where's this energy when I'm stuck at a shipper for 5 hours unpaid?
Yeah. Rates haven't budged in months, but you've got money for brisket.
Exactly. It highlights that gap between a one-week event and the day-to-day grind, the systemic issues that don't get fixed with free food.
And then there's probably a middle ground, the practical viewpoint.
Yeah, which is kind of like, okay, I appreciate the meal, thanks, but let's not pretend this solves the detention pay issue or the low rates. You can appreciate the gesture, but still demand more fundamental respect.
So what would real appreciation look like, according to the sources? The stuff that matters year-round.
Things like better broker accountability ratings that actually mean something, real transparency on rates so you know the market value, lower fees for the load boards and tools you need to use, more support, especially for new drivers or small carriers trying to get established.
Building respect into the system itself.
Exactly. It's like that saying, respect tastes better than ribs. Appreciation needs to be baked into the business model 365 days a year, not just a oil-for-year BBQ. Speak up, share your thoughts, but yet don't confuse a nice gesture with actual systemic change.
So that brings us to the core question, right? With all these pressures, all these changes, what can you, the individual driver, do to feel more respected, more in control, more secure?
This is where that advice from Hervey at Life as a Trucker really resonates. Seeing things from all angles, but also taking proactive steps for yourself.
Managing your time not just for the load or the shipper, but for your own future.
Precisely. And the sources from lifeaidstrucker.com, they offer a really powerful path forward, learning new skills, specifically building online income streams.
Online income, how does that connect?
They put it very directly. We want to train as many truckers as possible on how to use AI in order to create extra streams of income.
Using AI. Interesting. To do what?
It could be anything, really. Building websites, marketing, content creation,
Yeah.
skills you can learn and use remotely. The idea is to build a financial shield.
A shield to the ups and downs of freight rates, the economy. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. They say making money online that's recurring month after month will help you be able to retire when you want to and protect you, or at least soften the blow should your trucking company cease to exist. It gives you options, independence.
So where can people find out more? Are there resources?
They mentioned retirefromtrucking.com has a free guide training on using AI tools, practical stuff to help you build income beyond just driving. It's not just about side cash, it's about building real financial autonomy.
This feels like the most empowering part. You can't control blank sailings or how fast autonomous tech develops, but you can control how you use your downtime.
Exactly. Learning, building skills, diversifying your income. It's not a nice to have anymore. It's becoming strategically essential.
It's about creating your own exit plan, maybe, before burnout forces you out, or the industry changes in a way that doesn't suit you anymore.
It's about taking charge, gaining that true freedom to decide your future, whether that future is fully behind the wheel, partly, or something else entirely. You become the architect.
Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive today.
We've covered a lot. That external chaos from global freight, blank sailings, port jams.
Then the internal shifts, the move away from diesel, the rise of hydrogen and electric, the reality of autonomous trucks starting to roll.
And finally, bringing it back to you, what real appreciation looks like versus, just a BBQ. And crucially, how you can empower yourself.
Taking control of your time, learning new skills, building that financial shield.
Because you, the driver, you're right in the middle of all this change. Understanding it is step one. Acting on it is step two.
It's about navigating these shifting roads successfully.
In a world where, freight lanes are unpredictable and robots might be in the next lane, maybe the most valuable cargo you carry is your own adaptability, your own ingenuity.
Investing in yourself. So the final thought for you to mull over is this. How will you use your time off the road, your downtime, to build the future you want, no matter what the next industry upheaval brings? That's your deep dive.